Hey everyone, welcome back to The Extra Point. My name is Truesdale, and today we are talking to Jerrine Lee. She is the Assistant Director of Corporate Sales at the Richmond Flying Squirrels. And Jerrine also is a JMU graduate. How are you doing today, Jerrine?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show.
Great, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. So we're excited to hear about your background, a little bit about how you got to where you are today with the Squirrels, and then go over some job responsibilities, talk about your past with getting your master's and what you think about that.
Okay, awesome. Well, I graduated JMU 2007, and from there I worked at the Boys and Girls Club of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County as the events and marketing coordinator. And then I decided while I was there to go back to grad school to further my education in sport management. So I left Harrisonburg, went back home to RVA, to Richmond, to attend VCU, where I got my master's in sport leadership there. And during that time, I took an internship with the Flying Squirrels during my last semester at VCU. And that transitioned into a full-time job after the first full season of the Flying Squirrels. Basically, my day-to-day responsibilities is to sell sponsorships, tickets, hospitality packages to corporations in the area, through a lot of cold calling, relationship building. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, no pun intended. Flying squirrels go nuts.
So a lot of the guests that we've had on the show have had to move all over the country, just traveling to find their job, or wherever they want to work, they're going to have to move around.
Right.
But you've been lucky enough to stay in the Richmond
Very
area
lucky.
and stay close. How have you been able to do that?
Well, it's not to say that I'm not willing to travel, because I think when you work in sports, an important thing is to be flexible and to be willing to travel around to different cities and towns, meet new people, gain new experiences. It all helps you grow as a professional. But I think the thing that's helped me be able to stay in Richmond is that I've built really good relationships with the companies, with the organizations that we work with. We have a really strong staff there. We're like really bonded together. We're more like family. So I think that's the reason why I've been able to stay there for the past 4 years. And I've grown every year. So it's not to say that I'm going to be there forever, but it definitely helps that I have a good relationship with the people in Richmond to help me do my job a little bit better.
Definitely. And you enjoy being in Richmond? You like
I
the
do.
area?
My family's there. I'm from Richmond, so
That's
it's
nice.
home.
It's very nice. Easy commute back home.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we touched on the fact that you did get your master's degree from VCU. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Maybe some skills you learned going through graduate school?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my master's degree program was a little bit different than some. I had a distance learning program where I did everything completely online. I had one class that was an in-class class that was a trip to Europe for 10 days to study abroad. But some of the things that I learned was just more from the facility management side of things, just like crowd control, venue management, sales and marketing, kind of learning from the aspect of what a client would want to receive when they're spending money with a facility. So that's definitely helped me in my career, because when I'm sitting in meetings talking to potential clients, I'm able to kind of use some of that classroom skill set and say, hey, I already have an idea of what you're going to want to see out of a marketing partnership. So it's definitely helping me be better prepared for my meetings.
I think that's really great, because a lot of students want to know exactly what they're going to get out of going for that extra 2 years of school.
Absolutely. What you'll get is a lot of hands-on experience. You'll get a lot of projects. You'll do a lot of group presentations. One of the biggest things that I think grad school will teach you is to kind of how to think outside of the box, to be creative. And when you work in a sports industry, especially in my niche, if you're doing corporate sales, one of the biggest things that you'll need to do is kind of be flexible and creative and give people a different option to brand their company at your venue. So when you're going through grad school and you're coming up with these creative projects, it kind of comes full circle when you're actually in the field.
So is grad school something that you would recommend to students who are maybe they're seniors now or undergrads at JMU and thinking about that next step?
It actually just depends on what you want to do when you take your next step from JMU. If you want to kind of get into like the business side of sports, maybe collegiate or professional, I would say the master's degree would definitely help. Where I am in minor league baseball, I don't think that I necessarily needed it, but it was a good thing to have, and it's a good experience, and it's definitely helping me, like I said, with the client relationships and being creative and thinking outside the box when it comes to coming up with opportunities for marketing for them.
So right now with minor league baseball, you don't typically think that you need the master's degree necessarily. However, when looking at your future and your goals for yourself.
Definitely, I think it's going to help me in the long run.
That's great.
So do it. NBC has a great program, and JMU too.
Well, thank you so much, Jerrine.
No
You've been
problem.
very helpful for us today. We have one last question to ask
Uh-oh.
you. Tomorrow is our big game, homecoming weekend.
Yes.
JMU takes on Villanova. Who do you have to win the game tomorrow?
Ooh, God, this is such a hard question. Of course, JMU. Go Dukes.
There you go. Go Dukes. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and this is The Extra Point.